Good morning. It's day 48 on the Appalachian Trail and it's 11 o'clock. I am just now leaving the B&B that I stayed at last night. Today is yard sale day here in Damascus. So I'm walking past a lot of people who have furniture and farm equipment and clothes, anything they want to sell in the yard sale. So it's pretty fun getting to see all of that. I'm gonna go by, probably grab a coffee from the same coffee shop I went to yesterday, and then I'm gonna grab a sub from Subway, which is on the other end of town, for dinner tonight. Ooh, it is hopping downtown today with all the activities, the yard sale. Got my coffee to go and enjoy my latte on the first little bit of the trail. Well, we are leaving Damascus here behind us, but no worries. I'll be back here in a week for trail days. My pack's feeling a little bit heavy, honestly. Just stopped by Subway and got half a sub for dinner tonight. That's not what's making it weigh a lot. I've got 4.5 days of food, which I'm hoping will get me into Marion. And honestly, it just makes me appreciate those 2 or 3 day food carries a little bit more. So you add a day or two, plus I'm carrying 1.5 liters of water, so you do notice a bit of a difference with that. But today, my goal is just to walk as far as I can walk. Basically, whatever I get done today will cut down what I need to do over the next 4 days to get me to Marion. So just gonna walk, try to get up this 1,000-foot climb out of town, and then see where my legs will take me. Spiders in here doing a dance. If I can be perfectly honest with you guys, I'm not really in the mood to hike today. And I know that that feeling will probably fade as I continue to walk, but this is something that I've noticed as I'm leaving town. Sometimes, not all the time, but when I'm leaving a town that I really enjoyed being in, I find it hard to hike the next day. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm reminded of like the comforts of life and how easy things can be, like turning a faucet on and getting water and, I don't know, smelling good, having clean hair, getting coffee. Yeah, just the comforts of life. And I don't know, it's something that I've just kind of noticed. And my friend gave me really good advice who thru hiked several years ago. You know, she said, 1, never quit in town, and 2, never quit on a bad day. And the thought of quitting the trail hasn't even crossed my mind, but just like in life, you might have hard days on the trail. You're probably going to have some hard days. And for me, those are kind of the mornings when I'm leaving a town that I enjoyed being in. Helpful knowing that I'll be back in Damascus, but yeah, that's just the reality of how I'm feeling right now. Sometimes it really does just take 3 miles on trail. I don't know why that's the magic number, but for me, that's about how long it might take for me to get back in the groove and a little bit of music. I'm a millennial, so Panic at the Disco is my drug of choice this morning. But sometimes if I do get in a funk and music or the 3 miles in trick doesn't work, I'll just practice intentional gratitude and think about, you know, a couple things that I'm grateful for out here on trail. And so far, that really works for me. We're 3 miles from the edge of town of Damascus, but we've done 4.2 as the AT does go through downtown, and I was staying on the opposite end of town, so the west side. This is a pack off to get under kind of tree. You know, I realize I don't show blowdowns too much anymore, and that's because they've become a normal part of life. Every 2 or 3 weeks, I buy a new water bottle, so I got a new one in Damascus. And look at my fun stickers. Got Virginia's for Lovers and Appalachian Trail Conservancy. I don't know if you can kind of see down there through the trees, but that's where the Virginia Creeper Trail used to be. You know, I imagine they'll be rebuilding it in the years to come, but it's a lot of work. There's some more of the old trail that's been washed out down there. I imagine last year, you know, on a beautiful day like today, people would have been riding their bikes on the Creeper Trail. It's so quiet though. Almost eerie. So originally I was gonna camp here, but I don't know, it's only 3 o'clock and I'm not sure if I want to stop yet for the day. But you guys already know this is a really unique year to be walking the Appalachian Trail, not only because it's the ATC's 100th year anniversary, but because it's the year after Helene. And I get asked a lot in town what it's like walking through all the devastation, and I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. It's hard, and it's emotionally taxing, and it's really easy to focus on all of the destruction that is around you sometimes. Not just on the trail, like the trail itself is sad, but it's when you're walking by a river like this, you see parts of people's lives that have been washed away, and it reminds you, one, how temporary everything is that we work for, but it's just sad. You see parts of people's lives, like their houses, their cars, things that represent family, just washed away. But something that I've been focusing on are the stories of hope that have been coming out of this. And in Western North Carolina, I heard a lot of stories about the Mennonites and the Amish coming and just showing up and not expecting anything in return, and just helping people start rebuilding their lives. And when I was in Damascus, I heard similar stories as well. So you can choose to focus on the destruction, and yeah, that's real, and we need to be aware of it, what actually happened in these areas. But also there's a lot of stories of hope that have come out of Appalachia, which is, it's really awesome. But it is hard walking through these impacted areas, and it's gonna get better as the years go on. But I do think, you know, next year's through hikers and the year after that, you're gonna still see some of this. And if you're planning on hiking in 2026 or 2027, know that that's something that maybe hikers in the past didn't have to deal with mentally, but it can be hard. So, you know, do with that what you will. After sitting here for about 30 minutes, it's only 3:30, so I think I'm going to continue on about 2.5 more miles and get this 1,000-foot climb out of the way for the morning. And that'll put me around Saunders Shelter. There's a pipe spring up there, Privy, and I'll have a little bit of covering if it's raining in the morning. So I should be up there, I don't know, hour and a half. I'll take the climb pretty slow and easy, and it's nice weather right now, so why not? If I needed water right now, that is a cool water source. Oh, I need my hands for this. It's very nice. This climb has lots of switchbacks. Kind of reminds me of the climb up Roan Mountain. Oh, that's so pretty down there. Open fields and pastures. Well, I just passed the side trail that goes over to Saunders Shelter, and as you can see, there's a white blaze behind me, so I did not take that trail. Apparently, if you do not give a sunrise a destination in her GPS in the morning, she just keeps walking. I just cannot let this beautiful weather go to waste. So there are some campsites down by the creek in about 4 miles, and it's 5 o'clock right now. So I can make it there before dark, I think. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I mean, I was gonna do 5 miles today, and I think that's gonna turn into almost 15. But hey, that'll actually be really nice because when I get up in the Grayson Highlands, the weather's supposed to be a bit iffy. So that'll give me a bit more flux when it comes to if I've got bad weather, I can hunker down and not be like, oh my gosh, I've got to try to get to partnership shelter by this day because I don't have enough food, you know. Obviously other hikers would probably help me, but that's what I'm thinking about. Trying to be self-sufficient out here, but we're carrying on 4 more miles. In some kind of weird way, that was fun to go through. Felt like I was playing that like laser game where you're trying to be a secret spy and get through without touching the lasers. I've never played that game, but I feel like I've seen it on TV. Well, it's about 6 o'clock and I started getting hungry, so I stopped here to eat the other half of my sub. I'm about 1.5 miles from where I am actually going to camp tonight. I am going to stop there because I should get there around 7. And it is supposed to start raining at 8, so hopefully that'll give me enough time to get everything set up. But I'm going to finish the other half of my sub, and then I think I have to stop for water on the way. I need to look at far out, but I know that I'm camping by a creek, but I don't really know like the water access situation to get down to the creek. So I think I'm going to stop like a little bit before and just fill up just in case. Dang, look at that tree. It looks like a spaceship. That's a nice little pond. It's pretty peaceful over here. I am pretty low on water, but you won't catch me filtering it from out of here. Yum! That would have to be like a desperate times, call for desperate measures situation, but there is a stream in 1 mile, so I'm gonna fill up there and then head on down to the campsite. I hear my white noise machine for the night. Here's where we connect up with the creeper trail. I'm gonna see if I can find myself a good old campsite. I continue that way, but I heard there are some sites down this way, so I'm gonna go look. Okay, wow, there were a lot of people camped over at that spot that I went to look at. Some of them bike packers, some of them AT through hikers, but way too many people for me to want to stay there. So this is the spot where the AT and the creeper trail become one. So I'm going to keep walking down a little bit and hopefully I'm able to find something. Wow, that is what happened when it rose. Made a whole new riverbed, essentially. Bridge is dedicated to Luther C. Hassinger. I read there might be some options on the north side under the bridge, so that is what we are hoping for. I see a nice campsite, but how do I get down there? All right, there's the AT going that way in the morning, but I can go down here under the bridge. Sweet. I am honestly shocked. There's no one else down here. Kind of crazy. Guess they're all over at that other campsite. Oh, I hate how many bottles are right there. If it was a little warmer, I would be in that. I don't know if you get awarded points for the coolest bear hang, but this is probably the most epic bear hang I'll do on the entire Appalachian Trail. I'm all set up and I'm finishing the day here at 14.4 Appalachian Trail miles at some dispersed sites here underneath the Laurel Creek Bridge, which is an old railroad trestle that runs along the Virginia Creeper Trail as well as the Appalachian Trail. Today was kind of funny because I was only planning to do about 5 miles out of town. That's why I got a bit of a later start around 11 or 11:30. But I ended up doing almost 14 and a half miles today. So, you know, it was good weather. Why not? And I was feeling good. So tomorrow I've got to kind of look at where I'm going to try to go. I'll probably see what the weather's doing also, but anywhere between 10 and 15 as well for tomorrow. It's kind of what I'm aiming for, but I'm going to get all cozied in for the night. It's starting to get a little bit chilly down here by the creek, which I would kind of call a river, not a creek. But I need to take my contacts out and then I'm going to go to bed here with this beautiful white noise machine. I will see you all in the morning for another great day of hiking.